Next speaker is Mr. Jim Lewis. Jim is a retired CEO and business executive, as well as a concerned citizen, and he came here to share some thoughts with you all. Help me in welcoming Mr. Jim Lewis.
I'm also going to be a grandfather. I just found that out about a week ago. So, I am a proud American citizen, just like all of you. I'm a conservative. My name is Jim Lewis. My wife's name is Kimberly, and we've lived here in Greensboro for 10 years. I'm here because I'm afraid of losing my country. I'm here because we have a well-funded minority who's trying to shred our Constitution. I'm here because that is not going to happen on our watch. My story started in January of '09. I was sitting on the couch. I was screaming at my television. By February, I was screaming at my television. I was throwing a shoe at my television. My wife thought I completely lost it. Okay, I don't know what it is about Fox News, but they always figure out a way to get the best out of me. My wife says, get off the couch, use your skills, and go out and do something about it. April of '09, I attended my first tea party. I sat right over there. I had my handmade signs, and they had very thoughtful suggestions on them. Okay, we had never protested a day in our lives. Okay, we didn't know what it was about. Okay, quite frankly, we didn't know how to protest, but we do now. Okay. Like all of you, I'm very concerned about the bloated government. I'm very concerned about our debt, $14.4 trillion, growing $4.5 billion every day just to cover the interest. The incompetence and corruption in D.C. is despicable. The lack of skill and understanding of our Constitution by many of our representatives is frightening. However, as evidenced by our election last November, and thanks to the Tea Party, the purging process has begun. Now we need to finish the job. In 2 years, we've become a force of millions all across the country. We're threatening these corrupt politicians and their special interest friends, and to keep them in power. The Tea Party is unique. We're not about party affiliation. We're about conservative principles. You heard them earlier. Limited federal government, individual freedom, personal responsibility, free markets, returning political power to the states and the people. You know, initially, we were not taken seriously. First, they tried to portray us as insignificant, astroturf, and they failed. Second, they tried to portray us as racist and rejected by the American people, and they failed again. They will attempt to demonize, make derogatory comments, and do just about anything to discredit us because they fear us. While they continue to fail their failed efforts to discredit us, we continue to grow in numbers and grow in strength. We know they're going to turn up the volume, and we need to be ready for them. We need to turn the flame up on them. 3 things. Number 1, we need everybody's help. Recruit, recruit, recruit. We need to grow this organization into a massive army to fend off these inevitable attacks, okay, by these well-funded minorities. Please convince other conservatives to get off the couch. Family, friends, neighbors, business colleagues. I believe they're ready to listen. I believe they're ready to help if we just ask them. Our county has over 94,000 registered Republicans, over 70,000 registered independents. I know the Tea Party's not about party affiliation, but that gives us a good barometer. It tells us we got about 165,000 conservatives that we know about. Further, there's 162,000 Democrats. Not all of them are liberals. Some of them are conservative. They're looking for a home, okay? I hope some of them are here today. If we recruit 50% of the conservatives and 10% of the Democrats, that would get us close to 100,000 people at this rally. Okay, that's enough to fill the Coliseum 4 times plus. And you know something, everybody? That's national headlines. Okay. Number 2, we need your help. Yes, the federal government is a monumental problem. However, we have just as many challenges right here in our own state, our own county, our own city. We need your help to get engaged locally. Specifically, I hover over the city of Greensboro. I attend every city council meeting. I research wasteful spending, participate in the budget process, and suggest with great conviction to speak out at city council meetings. We would welcome your help in any way you can offer it. Simply by attending the council meetings and listening to it's a powerful weapon to mitigate frivolous spending and fend off potential tax increases. Number 3, every 2 years we have a municipal election. Every 2 years, we have an opportunity to elect a mayor and a city council to represent us. The next election is coming up in November, and all the seats are up for grabs. We will spend tireless hours recruiting viable candidates. If you're for smaller government, okay, and lower taxes, please take the time to go vote. And take a friend with you. Our president's speech last Wednesday was a prime example of incompetence, once again. Further, the Republicans' $38 billion in tax cuts was another example of weakness. That's nothing. Okay. On the other hand, Paul Ryan, his plan sounded like it made some sense to me. I don't know about you. The proposed budget of $38 trillion by the administration is grounds for termination. As, like Donald Trump would say, you're fired. Okay? Whenever the government starts to beat the drum on tax increases, I always find myself reaching for a document that I keep on file. I call it the recipe of disaster. This is what it says. Please remember why big government never works. Please note a brief report card from the government control. Who do you think is better qualified to spend your hard-earned money? You or the government? This is a message for the federal government. The U.S. Postal Service was established in 1775. You've had 234 years to get it right, and it's broke. Social Security was established in 1935. You've had 74 years to get it right, and it's broke. Fannie Mae was established in 1938. You've had 71 years to get it right, and it's broke. The war on poverty started in 1964. You've had 45 years to get it right. $1 trillion of our money is confiscated every year and transferred to the so-called poor. I doubt whether they're all getting it. And they just want more. Medicare and Medicaid were established in 1965. They've had 44 years to get it right, and they're broke. Freddie Mac was established in 1970. They've had 39 years to get it right, and they're broke. Listen to this one. The Department of Energy was created in 1977 to lessen our dependence on foreign oil. It's ballooned to 16,000 employees with a budget of over $24 billion, and we import more oil than ever before. They've had 32 years to get it right, and the results are abysmal. It's a failure. TARP, $700 billion. Stimulus, $787 billion that jumped to $850 billion. Omnibus, $410 billion. Cash for clunkers, $3 billion. Teachers union bailout, $28 billion. You have failed in every government service. You have shoved down our throats while overspending our tax dollars. And you want Americans to believe you can be trusted with a government-run healthcare system? I don't think so. No more. Let's finish the job we started back in November of last year. We can't be intimidated by their demonizing bully tactics. Remember, we outnumber them more than 1,000 to 1. Finally, let's work together. Don't let the progressives breathe. My wife had a great suggestion. I don't think it was her idea. I think she found it on Facebook, but I'll give her props for it. The Tea Party will draft legislation, then the people will vote into law. All Congress, all senators, and yes, even the executive branch will now wear uniforms, just like NASCAR drivers, so we know what their corporate sponsors are. What do you think? God bless all of you. God bless our country. God bless our troops for keeping us safe. Thank you very much.